If you've added a 2 to 6 inch lift kit to your 2008 to 2018 Ram 1500 and need a set of upper control arms to accommodate for that added height, these Mammoth HD control arms will be a solid solution. Now, when lifting your Ram and changing the suspension, you're also changing up a ton of angles that will affect drivability, and when they're not adjusted for, it can be pretty noticeable. Now, this set of Mammoth control arms will flatten those angles to help gain that comfortability and stability back, while also having a tougher construction compared to stock to hold up to whatever you're doing with your truck, whether you're daily driving it or taking it off-road. Now, these will feature a corrected ball joint angle on each of the upper control arms here and a length that is going to be specific to 2 to 6 inches of lift for the Ram with a fixed design, so you don't have to worry about any further adjustments once they're on. Now, that accommodation for that added height of whatever lift kit that you have within that range will alleviate some of that tension that was in those original arms, which will help with your control in your front end steering, giving you more of a comfortable OE style feel. Now, it's also going to help resist any excessive wear on other affected components, which will elongate the lifespan of not only the control arms, but the system as a whole. These will have a square tubular steel construction, being tough, and will have welded gusseting on each of the arms on the back here and behind the ball joint for some extra strength. Now, on top will be a black powder coated finish. It is going to be like a semi-gloss powder coat that's going to protect the steel underneath. Now, the ball joints will also be tougher than stock and will be greasable. There is a cap on top, so you can take this off and grease them, so you will be able to maintenance them and keep them functioning as new over time. These will be generally affordable compared to other choices at roughly $350. Now, comparing these to other options on the page, these are going to keep it pretty straightforward when it comes to the design and the build, which I personally think works very well. Now, they have a solid construction that you can maintain and are more of that entry-level style option while still being super heavy duty. It's going to work in that 2 to 6 inch range rather than getting too technical with a bunch of adjustability and added features, or having a set that's going to be specific to a lift height. Now, I think if you don't want to get too complicated, but you still want to keep it affordable and get a quality set that's going to work great for your Ram, then this is going to be a fantastic choice. Install will be bolt on and will come in at a 2 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter, taking you about 2 hours to get the job done with the right tools and setup. Now, at this point, we can head over to our shop and check out a detailed breakdown on how to get these onto your Ram at home. So that's going to wrap it up for me. Let's go ahead and get into the install.
For this install, you need a grease gun, pry bar, hammer, 6mm Allen wrench, caliper hanging tool, 18, 21, and 7/8 wrench, diagonal cutters, and the supplied zip ties. And also not shown be a lift or a jack. All right, today we're gonna be installing a control arm on our Ram, so let's get started. So we're gonna be putting an upper control arm on our Ram here. Now, our control arm is for a 2 to 6 inch lift. We already have our 2.5 inch Mammoth spacer on here, so we can put that on now. Now we're gonna get our upper control arm off and then get our new one installed in here. So we're gonna start by loosening our 21mm nut on our front ball joint here with our 21mm ratcheting wrench. Then we're gonna get that to about the end of the threads here. We're gonna grab our hammer and hit right here just to release our ball joint from our knuckle. Make sure you don't hit any of the wires here. See it release there. Now we can grab a little pry bar if you need to help release some tension off of it, and then pull that nut off the rest of the way. Just let that come up, pop that off, and let this rest off on the side over here. Now, as you can see here, I do have a caliper holder just holding up our knuckle just to relieve a little bit of tension off our brake line. But we're gonna come up here and get our ABS line off. You see our clip is a little broken, so you can just pull that out. And then on either side, we're gonna have a bolt for our upper control arm. So we're gonna grab our 18mm ratcheting wrench and take that nut out. Now, once you have that loose, you can spin this out by hand. And pull the bolt out. We can go ahead and do the same thing on the other side. Now we're gonna come to the other side. We just have to work around this ground strap here. Take our 18mm ratcheting wrench and take that off. Take our nut, take our bolt out, and then we can remove our control arm. Now we're gonna get our new control arm into place. You will see they are labeled. So this one's labeled L for left hand. So we're gonna get our control arm into place and then just slide our bolts through. We're gonna be reusing our factory hardware. Now we'll grab our locking nuts and thread them on. Same thing over here. Before we get them tightened down, we'll get our knuckle back into our ball joint. So as you can see, I got our knuckle off our caliper holder just to get it into place. Line up our ball joint. And then we're gonna put our flat washer and then our locking nut. And thread that on. So now we're gonna tighten our ball joint here. So I have a 7/8 wrench, or you can grab a 22mm wrench. It's the same thing. And we also have a 6mm Allen wrench to hold the center of the ball joint just in case it starts spinning. We can go ahead and tighten this down. Next, we're just gonna pull our cap off here on our ball joint. Just set that on the side. We're gonna grab a grease gun and grease up our ball joint. Once you see that boot start filling up, take this off. Clean off the excess, put our cap back on. Just simply snaps into place. Now we're gonna grab one of our supplied zip ties and zip tie our ABS harness to our control arm here, so there's no mounts, so we will need to just zip this up out of the way. Grab a pair of diagonal cutters, just cut off the extra. Then we're gonna go back and grab our 18mm ratcheting wrench and snug up our 2 upper control arm bolts. Go ahead, do the same thing for the other one. Now at this point, you would go ahead and repeat those same steps for the other side of the vehicle, and then you can either come back and you can either jack this side up and put a load on the suspension, or put the wheels back on and put weight down on the truck, and then you're going back and tighten down the upper control arm bolts completely. You want to do that so that the bushings are going to be at the correct angle and the correct spot when there's a load on the vehicle. So go ahead and do the other side now and come back and tighten those back up. And that wraps up our install of our Mammoth HD control arms for a 2 to 6 inch lift for a 2006 to 2018 Ram 1500. And remember, for everything Ram, keep it right here at AmericanTrucks.com.